What is so hard about making a movie? Even one of the greatest filmmakers to ever live said,
"The most difficult and challenging thing about directing a film was getting out of the car."
Wait, what? What about the shot? What about composition? What about mise en scène? What about set design? What about acting? What about writing? What about...
The most difficult and challenging thing about directing a film was getting out of the car.
Actually, since making this show where I ask strangers if they're happy, Kubrick's car thing kind of makes perfect sense. And for me to explain why, we have to go to this airplane hangar. Okay, my heart is actually racing right now. I suffer from social anxiety. What's social anxiety?
Everyday social interaction is called irrational anxiety.
Boy,
Self-consciousness.
and that's me. I'm what they call a filmmaker. But the only problem is I can't talk to anybody to save my life. So this whole entire trip has been very difficult to go and walk up to strangers. But I found a way to overcome that fear. Let me just explain it to you real quick. It's a 3-step process. Number 1, breathe. I don't know why I'm so nervous here. I just need to breathe. Number 2, set up challenges for yourself. I'm really nervous, but I told myself if I talk to them that I could get in my car and I could keep traveling. And number 3, realize that the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen is somebody tells you to go away. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be on camera.
Okay, no problem. And when I was in Colorado, this social anxiety hit me so bad.
I'm gonna go see if I can talk to them. Oh, it's so nerve-wracking.
And that's how it all starts. Eventually, you'll start making irrational excuses just so you don't have to talk to people. My excuse here was I wasn't dressed right.
I'm not dressed. They're gonna look at me like a fool.
But then something just clicked.
But I must do it.
I had to overcome the hardest part of making a movie. Getting out the car. I was gonna say, are you happy? It's a question I ask everybody for this documentary.
Am I happy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Lord saved me in March of 1973, and I have peace about everything. I feel good myself. I feel good with life, and I know where I'm going. So this is, and I'm retired now, and I don't have to work. So how good can it get? You know, humanly get anyway.
You said you were saved when?
In March of 1973.
Would you mind telling me a little bit about that? That sounds very interesting.
Well, it's just a that phrase. I believe that there is a creator God that created the universe. To me, in my belief, it just didn't happen by accident.
Did you see that? It was that easy. I couldn't even get out of the car, and now I'm having an in-depth conversation with a stranger.
See, I deserve not to go to heaven, but it's because of my faith and my relationship with the Lord and His blood that covers that allows me to be okay with God, in other words. So that's my point. I'm okay with God. God's okay with me, and He's not through with me yet. I'm still growing and learning. And
there it is. The movie with the capital M is happening. It was never about the camera or the writing. It was always about getting out the car, facing your fears. Would you mind if I ask you a quick question for my documentary? And just as naturally as it started, it ended. A fish came, he ran, and I moved on. But from that moment on, everything was different. It was like the fear of talking to people just completely disappeared once I realized you just have to do one thing. Get out the car. I wanted to take a second to thank all of my Patreon supporters. This project is actually completely self-funded, so please click the link in the description and become a patron today. Just for the price of a single cup of coffee, you could be a part of what keeps this show alive. I really appreciate it.